Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin. We've seen some movement recently, so I want to give an update. If you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel. We're getting close to 20,000 members. Let's show Bitcoin how to pass 20,000 in the right manner. Also, check out the Telegram group in the description below, and check out the premium list if you want access to exclusive content. The video today that I'll be publishing right after this one goes live will be a premium video, and it'll be looking at, statistically speaking, the best hour to buy Bitcoin. So we're looking at, say, the hours of the day that it's probably not good to buy based on historical data, and then the hours of the day where it is good to buy based on historical data. We've previously covered the best day of the week to buy Bitcoin on average and Ethereum, and now we're going into the best hour to buy. So this helps fine-tune your approach, your macroscopic approach to purchasing Bitcoin if you're doing it on, say, like a weekly or monthly schedule. So let's go ahead and jump in. So, we've talked again about this 50-week moving average. Right now, we're holding it as support. We're just above that 50-week moving average. Now, if we drop below it, the next likely stop is the 20-week. And the 20-week is around $8,200. So, as far as I'm concerned, the bullish momentum is not gone until the 20-week is broken on the weekly time frame. So if you see a weekly candle closing below the 20-week moving average, this is when, if you're holding a ton of altcoins, and this is not financial advice, but if you're holding a ton of altcoins, then statistically speaking, it would be better to consolidate those positions into either stable coins or into Bitcoin, because on average they tend to perform worse than Bitcoin. Now you can always find certain coins that maybe would perform better. There's always going to be an outlier, of course, but on average, if you're holding, like, say, 30 something different alts, then why hold these many, so many alts when holding Bitcoin during the time where it's below the 20-week moving average tends to be better. Now, I'm not saying that Bitcoin will drop below the 20-week moving average. I mean, I have no idea. You can see we had a wick down to the 20-week on the week of May 11th, so right before the halving, basically, and we held it as support. We also held it as support the week before, but these are just wicks. So if we remain very bullish, I would say we're gonna, let me rephrase. For us to remain very bullish in the short term, we would need to hold the 50-week moving average. Because if you look at the last market cycle, once we got above the 50-week moving average, we never really tested it again. We basically then just went to the 20-week moving average, and we're holding that as support. So at some point, if obviously if the price keeps moving up, then the 20-week will cross the 50-week, and then we would want to hold that 20-week moving average for the next several years to capitalize on, the continued growth while we may go up. Maybe we go up 100% in a few months, and then we retrace. There's going to be a lot of 30% corrections over the course of the next several years, no matter what happens. Whether we go into a bull market or not, there's going to be a lot of corrections. If we go into a bear market, then those corrections could exceed 50% in a week, potentially. We already saw that in March, where we dropped down to $3,800, and earlier that week we were trading at $8,000. So, keep in mind the larger picture. We talk a lot on this channel about risk and managing your risk. Again, if you want to have a plan going into this, then please check out the premium list. You can find the premium list at intothecryptoverse.com. You'll get access to a weekly report, a weekly premium video, and a dashboard on Google Sheets that will help you, look at key levels that are important for us to hold, and risk levels for a few different coins interpolated live. So right now we have risk levels live for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and Litecoin. So those are the ones that are live right now. I'll be looking to adding in more as we continue going forward. So what we're looking for here is for us to essentially hold the 50-week. If we do that, then I think there's a lot of other coins like Ethereum that are going to be starting to turn really bullish in the shorter term, because holding the 50-week is going to be a very bullish sign. If you see us drop below, then expect the entire market to bleed somewhat as we go back down to the 20-week. And if you see us go below the 20-week, then we're kicking the can down the road, probably another 3 to 6 months before we would have an opportunity to test the 20-week again. We know that we have to test the 20-week at some point. it's going to happen. We need to do it for several months to verify and bring more people on board. People hopefully will be thinking that we're in the bull market. The confidence will return to the market if we can hold the 20 weeks. So we need to do it at some point. The price at which we do that is irrelevant. I mean, if it happens tomorrow, then it'll be at $8,100, $8,200. If it happens 4 months from now, then maybe the 20-week moving average will be $9,000 by then. But again, we need to hold it at some point. Be prepared for that move, because if we don't hold it, then things can change very quickly, and things will become very bearish in the short term if we don't hold it. So I'm telling you this just so you have a plan going in. I don't make daily videos on TradingView for Bitcoin. We look at other coins too. Sometimes we have videos where I just look at other interesting things that are say price derivatives, but not necessarily the price itself. So, in the coming days, watch out. In the coming weeks, make sure you're watching out for the 50-week moving average and then the 20-week moving average. If we break both of these, then we're likely heading down. At least to the 100-week, which is around 7,100, maybe to the 200-week, which is around 5,900. On the counterpoint, if we hold the 50-week moving average in the short term, then maybe this will be good in breaking this. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of drawing these lines, but I mean, this is one that you'll see pop up several times throughout the crypto space. Clearly this region right here is something we need to get through for a lot of people to see that confidence return to the market. The 20-week is more or less something that will help give us the validation for the bull market. Breaking this barrier here would give people who are especially emotionally making decisions, if they see this break, then they might start pouring money into the market, because I know there's so many people watching this line. And the issue, I think, is that you could easily change this line depending on where, if you draw it, say, from candle to candle, then we've already broken it. If you say draw it from that first candle to the top of that wick, then it puts us right around here. But again, these wicks went above it. So this is one reason why I'm not a huge fan of drawing these lines. But I just want to, if you only watch my channel and you're not watching, say, 5 other channels, you need to know that this is one of those regions that a lot of people are looking out for, and thinking that if we get rejected from our current level, which was around close to $10,000, if we're unable to break that, then ultimately we're coming back down, and we might be kicking the can down the road till later 2020, early 2021 before we might ultimately break this. Because if we extend this, let me actually extend this line out. Well, it's not going to let me. Let me try to grab this line and just extend it out. You can see that by October it'll be around $8,600, $8,700. So I think there's definitely a lot of talk in the markets about basically coming back down and ultimately breaking out later. Remember, if you follow this channel, we're not about day trading. We're primarily focused on the macro picture, and what I'm doing is I'm just accumulating based on the risk associated with the instantaneous price. We don't expect a $20,000 Bitcoin until another 12 to 18 months. I think around 18 months from now is when the fair value of Bitcoin would be worth around $20,000 based on the primary logarithmic regression band fit to non-bubble data. So I don't really anticipate Bitcoin getting to $20,000 for another 18 months or so. It could get there beforehand, but I don't think it would be sustainable. So maybe it gets to 20K and then it drops back down to 14K or something. So I think in the short term, if you see it go to 20K, then that's likely going to be a huge area of resistance. What we want to do is slowly build our way up to it over the course of the next 18 months, which will be kind of our slower uptrend. And then going into, say, 2022 and 2023, this would be our more parabolic move. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We try to come at the price of Bitcoin from a slightly different perspective on this channel. Obviously, we do have some videos like this one that just pull up TradingView, but if you're unfamiliar with the other types of videos I do, check out the channel. If you want access to the premium list with data science models and a premium video that talks to you about different ways you can get in and out of the market, as well as help you identify historically good times to buy Bitcoin, then check out the premium list at intothecryptoverse.com. You can see that here. We have the weekly report, we have these weekly videos, and more, so check that out. And if that's not your jam, obviously that's fine. At least subscribe to the channel so you can see the future videos. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time. Bye.